matter if the judge don't like or doesn't like the choice of the music from a gymnast or a group. The judge has to analyze objectively if the gymnasts have the character, it's inside the rhythm, have good connection, effects, that's the new for the cycle. So if you apply the rule, if you really apply objectively the rule, it's possible to be objective without put inside your evaluation your personal preference.
There is one important sentence that one of the technical committee members, Miss Caroline Hunt from the USA, always mentioned: how the stylized movement match with the music, as it affects the interpretation and character of the routine. I think the active learning of music genres and dance skills are required, as the evolvement of music and dance are always changing, same as the rhythmic gymnastics. How to feel the music and movements which come the choreography is always unlimited and creative. Taste is inherently subjective without doubt. The evaluation of artistry components may suffer from serious flaws in reliability and validity of judging. The relevance and justification for deductions in some components of artistry may be highly variable between the judges, subject to the personal, cultural, and subjective opinions. That's why the Code of Points guides the gymnastics community to learn the artistry components in order to judge objectively with no bias and no favor of gymnasts.
Of course, when you are judging from 9 or 8 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m., that's really complicated. But frankly speaking, there is no right method. For example, once at the World Championship, it was held in Mie in Japan in 2009. After the competition, me and a different judge from Ukraine, Yulia Tushkevich, we went to swim in the sea. And it was already dark, and we couldn't understand why there is nobody on the beach. And then the next day, the other judges were asking us, was it you who are swimming? We said, yes, it were us, but don't you know that there are sharks over there? So you shouldn't swim there. There is like a special sign, but we didn't notice the sign. We were so tired after the competition, but luckily we did not see any shark over there.
Coffee, tea, and snacks are always needed to tackle with tightness and pressure. Clear mind and well-preparedness is a must, and you have to face these as normal.
It's not easy, but we have to be prepared. If we did this choice to be an international judge, we have to face like this, like a mission. The pressure and the tiredness will be there. So you decide with your actions, with your attitudes, how to avoid that. In the beginning, it was not easy for me, but now I think that I'm more prepared to face with this situation. When you are relaxing, when you are with your conscience in the good way, everything walks relaxing. So this is the most important point. Be okay, be comfortable with your conscience. No pressure or tiredness could destroy you in a competition.
It depends. If I come from a long period without judging, I need to practice on videos. So I usually watch videos from previous competitions and try and judge different components so that I can get used to it.
When coming to a competition, we usually have an instruction coming from a technical committee, if it's a World Cup or European Championship or World Championship. Frankly speaking, apart from that, there is no special preparation because we go to so many competitions throughout the year, so we kind of know how to judge. So there is no specific preparation.
I think that this for next cycle will be more easy. The change of the rules now bring for us a more comfortable to calculate the scores. But of course, in this previous cycle was especially difficulty when we are judging the 3 to 4. I think that it's a common sense for all judges that was not easy to calculate the scores. But let's think positive. If you had this experience in this previous cycle, of course that we are prepared for this cycle to judge correctly and to do the all sums with the time that we have, because we have this experience in the last cycle that was not easy, but now we are prepared for calculating the cycle, and the rules for this cycle are more comfortable for the judges and for everybody.
It was really hard to calculate after the exercise, especially if you are in a D component and you have many things to calculate, and it's not always easy. You try and find the best way to do it and to do it fast, but of course sometimes it's hard, even especially if you are tired. So at the end of the competition it gets really difficult.
When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Yeah.
This is a big question to be resolved, to be organized in our mind. I of course have my personal symbols, but sometimes I don't have enough time to write everything. So it's necessary to calculate fast in our mind and put in our paper, for example, for a risk, the total value of that risk with one another symbol, because it's not possible to write everything. So this is the reason why it's necessary to know exactly the rules correctly and have all rules fixed in our mind. So for example, in an R, if the gymnast throw without visual field with no hands, I just put 2 before the R. So I think that it's a way to organize and to calculate fast.
I use some symbols from artistic gymnastics and my way to create the set of symbols for rhythmic gymnastics. In a real high-level competitions, it is impossible to tidily write the symbol in the competition form precisely and clearly. I will try as fast as possible to write some partial symbols and correct them when the routine is finished.